Nothing I'd rather do with my time
than be on my show in the afternoon time.
Yeah, be at work.
It would be great.
Hanging out on Peach's show.
Stay here the whole time till 7 o'clock.
Yeah, sure.
And then we pass things over to the one, the only Lou Brutus, who then bragged on social media, this morning. I got a weird package in the mail I wasn't expecting. It was from Sacramento, and I just automatically expected it to be my homies and Papa Roach. And they sent me a signed poster.
Yeah, that's the Lou way. Show off your stuff. Show off what you got. Did you take a picture of the signed Sleep Theory posters?
I should have, and then I should have done my exact Lou Brutus impression and posted it online.
Exactly.
Hey guys, I got my
should totally do
Sleep
that.
Theory and Never Tell. And I even pose in the camera way too close like he does.
Yeah.
And then wear the same
real
outfit.
Close.
Yeah. And then I can just have everyone scream.
Oh, good for you.
Yeah, I threw it at him one time. I was like, well, look at this. Who else has a signed Lou Brutus and Darla the Wonder Dog guitar? Bet you don't have one of those, Lou.
Take that.
That's right.
The future is now, old man.
That's right. I'm coming for your collection, man. I will soon have the greatest collection of signed items of all time.
The hosts of the last podcast on the left called me their good buddy. What can you do, Lou?
Yeah.
Huh?
Are you there, buddy?
No.
Only me.
You seem like you're a Joe Rogan homie.
Yeah, I need to get him to call me buddy, too. I need to get all the podcasters to call me buddy. And then I can go, I'm not your buddy, pal.
Before Mark Maron officially signs off, have you as the last episode?
I would love to be on Mark Maron's show, for sure.
Get Bill Burr, have him on, or have you on his show.
That'd be pretty cool, for sure.
Yeah.
And he could be as rude to me as he wants. I'll just sit there and take it, because it'll be funny.
You would have to.
Yeah. Yeah.
But the reason why I brought you in here is I wanted to talk about pukecore. Apparently, that's a subgenre of metal that I'm not really familiar with, so I figured you would know, considering you're the music director in the building here.
Well, years ago, my band played this show in San Bernardino called November to Dismember. It was a 2-day music festival, and one of the bands that played is called Exhumed.
I know about them.
And in the middle of one of their songs, perfectly on cue with the music, their guitarist just started puking all over the place. Just, he was like headbanging.
I'm sure it's fake. I'm sure.
No, dude,
I'm sure it's a part of the whole shtick. He's not actually throwing up, because that guy would be dead now if he was puking every show.
I don't know if they do it every show.
Okay,
but,
let's see.
It happened at that show, and I was like, that is pukecore when you said that phrase. That's the only thing I can think of is you have to puke during the songs. Yeah.
Oh, I'm seeing here also a post from 3 years ago. An r/punk lead guitarist of Carpool is puking while never missing a beat during the show.
Yeah, there we go. Pukecore. That's what it is, right? Puking during the song.
Okay. Well, what a bunch of weirdos.
Yeah.
But anyway, so I looked up pukecore on Google, and it brought up this Pinterest article all about you could have pukecore. You could have the pukecore aesthetic in your home.
Okay. Now, what was that? Everything green?
No, everything is just very bright and just gross to look at.
Okay. Kind of like, our
a bright
studio?
pink, with some a tie, a tie-dye shirt.
Okay. The tie-dye would
pattern.
be pukecore. Okay.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be against doing my house in a pukecore style.
Ew.
Yeah.
Your house is fine the way it is. Even though you do have this espresso machine on the bathroom counter, which everybody was questioning.
It's a beer dispenser.
Everybody was wondering why exactly you had that on the counter.
Because I don't know. I don't have anywhere else to put it.
My favorite
so I put it in the bathroom.
My favorite thing, though, is that you have your awards on the wall in the bathroom. So I had to stare at Best Metal Director of 2016 as I was going number one.
I know. I want to make sure people are hanging out. They know where they're at.
They're in the house of royalty.
Yes, if you want to play pool at my house, you will look at my awards. You will bask in my glory.
You know exactly what years I won Best Something. That's for sure. And make sure tomorrow, for when the East Idaho News comes around, we put the awards on display.
Oh, yeah. I mean, they're over there for a reason, and I'm going to make sure to talk to them about them. See all these awards? These aren't even a fraction of all my awards.
I guarantee you, I'm going to be here tomorrow a little bit late, right before, I'm going to guess, here's my prediction. We were talking about this off the air. I have my cardiologist appointment at 8:30. I talked about it on the show yesterday. If you ever want to feel extremely young, by the way, just go to the cardiologist office.
Yeah.
And you'll see people in there with oxygen tanks, the worst you've ever seen people show up there in the lobby, and then there's me.
Yeah, when I had to get my dental graft done, I was always like way younger than everybody else.
I might need to ask one of them, hey, could you record a Peaches Needs a Pal video? I'm going to sit over here in the corner by myself. Now, if you instead of worrying about your oxygen levels, why don't you just film, pan from the right to the left?
Yes. And then, but those old people, they might need a pal too. And they're like, well, I'll be your pal, young man.
And I won't add a song either. You'll just get the raw audio in that video. So all you hear is in the background. So
maybe you should.
I'm guessing
you should start making pukecore videos, dude. You should just start throwing up on camera.
Yeah. Put it on the K-Bear page. Jade wouldn't be able to look at it because he would also throw up in his office.
Yeah, he can't handle it. So that's how we keep him from looking at what we're doing on social media.
That reminds me, by the way, there was something I just saw. Pukecore. No, here we go. This is what I wanted to talk about. Forget the whole cardiologist thing. Have you heard the new Will Smith song?
No, but I saw it was out, and I figured it's gonna suck, so I didn't go listen to it.
Are you ready for this hook?
All right, Peaches.
Okay,
you know how to get me off your show. Sure.
Here
we
go.
Head, shoulders, knees, toes. Hold up, wait, pose. Girls. I love pretty girls.
Are you kidding me?
I like pretty girls.
Clearly you don't because you're married to Jada Pinkett Smith.
Peaches. Not nice.
Hey,
not nice.
Hey.
Not nice.
No, I'm just kidding. She looks like a wonderful lady.
How is it that a song with that chorus has not already been written?
I like pretty girls.
I mean, it's as basic as it gets. I can't believe that that's a real song, but I'm surprised it hasn't been done yet.
Rock radio DJ one take reaction to Will Smith Pretty Girls coming up on our YouTube channel.
If I wasn't so tired, I'd do it right now. Maybe tomorrow morning.
Please, I'll put a post-it note on the board here. I wanted to call that pukecore.
That's Puke. All right, you did discover pukecore. It was right there, the new Will Smith single.
We are in the middle of the 101 deadliest days out on the road. K-Bear 101 and Brent Gordon Law cares that you have a safe and great summer. And I just saw the news on my lunch break a little bit ago that the original singer of REO Speedwagon, Terry Luttrell, just fell asleep at the wheel while driving, lost control of his car. The car rolled over. He woke up. He was in this cocoon-like thing because the airbags went off. He's okay. Has a little bit of back and neck pain, but the car is totaled now. He's also recuperating at some hospital in Illinois. But if you are tired, make sure to pull over and take a break. Don't be that person that falls asleep behind the wheel. We want you to be safe. Okay, we care about you. For some reason, I have noticed it as of late too. Past couple of weeks, I was driving to the Snake River Animal Shelter, which, by the way, that video is posted on our social media at KBear 101 FM on Facebook and Instagram of Katie and I dropping off all the pet food, the pet supply donations that we got from the wonderful people at the Idaho Falls Farmers Market, those that showed up, dragged along a giant bag of pet food to our booth. We sincerely appreciate it. It went straight to the Snake River Animal Shelter. But as I was driving, I believe, away from the animal shelter back to the studio, the speed limit is 35. I was going the speed limit. Some dude behind me just goes, this guy's moving too slow. Goes about like 60 around me, nearly sideswipes the station vehicle, which would have sucked. I get into another accident caused by another driver. There was the one time I was in the K-Bear vehicle on Hit Road, ironically. Get hit by a teenager just pulling out, didn't even bother to look, just hit me real hard. Yeah, there was that whole thing. Gotta be safe. Gotta be safe. K-Bear 101 and Brent Gordon Law cares that you have a great and safe summer. So Victor yesterday left a little early to go interview the hosts of the last podcast on the left. And, he can't air any part of the conversation. So I don't know when he is going to release it, where he's going to release it, but I listened to it because he sent it to me. So I'm like, okay, cool. Let me check this out. And it was a great conversation. But yeah, I totally understand the reasons why we can't put it out here on K-Bear. A lot of naughty language being used. But overall, they gave Victor a shout out on their latest episode of Side Stories, which I think that's awesome. It's one of the biggest podcasts out there, and for them to say his full name, even say he's their good friend, their good pal in radio, Victor Wilt. But a part of that whole episode, one of the hosts was talking about dog wine, which is exactly what you think it is. Dog wine, the drink, not WHINE, dog wine, where you can share a bottle of wine with your dog. Yeah, how alone do you have to be to drink a bottle of wine with your dog? I just imagine some lady in her early 30s crying, sharing a nice glass. Her dog, like, she pours the wine into the dog's bowl, but she then pours herself a nice fancy glass. There's no alcohol in it, I don't think. So I think you're just essentially drinking poor, like, bad juice. Like, didn't they say there was like fish oil in it? We talked about this on the noon hour of Madness and Mayhem. Dog wine, what's in it? Fish oil, all right. Dog wine, also known as pet wine, is a non-alcoholic beverage designed for dogs, often marketed as a fun and healthy treat. It's made with various ingredients like filtered water, fish oil, sometimes even natural flavors like peppermint or beef extract. So it's almost like liquefied dog food, a liquefied dog treat that you're going to also consume. Okay. A new level of loneliness right there. Peach's Pit Party on K-Bear 101. Imagine going to a taco festival expecting fun, expecting a whole lot of great eating, you know? Taco festival sounds amazing. Westminster, Colorado, they had their top taco festival over the weekend. A large freestanding metal sign that said, "I love tacos," was propped up for people to take pictures in front of for their Instagram, their social media pages overall. Well, this group of 3 women decided to take a picture in front of it, and then next thing you know, just bam, that sign fell on them, and they described it as being crushed by a Mack truck being driven into the ground. One woman suffered a fractured neck, was listed in serious condition. The other 2, they got some injuries, but nowhere near as bad as this lady with the fractured neck. I heard she had like a 4-inch gash. She had to get 11 staples. Well, attendees had also apparently voiced safety concerns about that sign beforehand, saying that it didn't look safe. And I see the picture of it on the article here. It's a giant neon sign that just says, "I love tacos." It doesn't look like it has much support. I feel like with enough wind, it would just immediately fall over. But the injured woman's attorney is now calling for answers. I'm sure but all 3 women will get a whole lot of money for a whole lot more tacos after they recover. New Orleans Saints safety Justin Reed won 2 Super Bowl championships as a member of the Kansas City Chiefs, and now he's a 2-time chess champion. Reed won the Blitz Champs, a chess tournament featuring 8 current and former NFL players, defeating Arizona Cardinals quarterback Kyler Murray for the 2nd year in a row. The tournament will give $30,000 to Reed's charity, J. Reed Indeed, which focuses on supporting disadvantaged youth in communities in Houston, Baton Rouge, and Kansas City. Angel Reese is looking to turn an online insult into a moneymaker. The Chicago Sky forward has taken flack this season, with critics saying she is only good at grabbing rebounds, specifically ones that are generated by her own missed shots. The term that popped up online for it is me-bounds, and now Reese is looking to trademark the term. She said, that name being a brand, that's 6 figures right there. And overall, I have seen her stats. Not the best. JJ Spawn's 64-foot birdie putt on the 18th hole to win the U.S. Open Sunday has boosted the fortunes of LAB Golf. The company makes the DF3 zero torque putter that Spawn used, and after that massive shot, the company's sales have spiked. LAB Golf founder Sam Hahn says that it's been total pandemonium since the U.S. Open, and that they hope to sign the official endorsement deal with Spawn. Hahn adds, "We're only just recently in a position where we could afford any kind of endorsement deals. Hopefully this puts us over the edge in terms of being in that category." That does it for your Shot Clock Sports Update right here on K-Bear 101. There is a lot of judgment when it comes to other people naming their baby, which is why most people in the family even keep it a secret till the kid's born, and then you get shown the name. You get told the name right then and there, because you're going to get those judgmental relatives, judgmental friends that say, well, maybe you shouldn't name your kid that. But There are some that you should actually listen to. Like, hey, if you're that one story that we talked about recently, Chernobyl Hope. Somebody named their daughter Chernobyl Hope, which is pretty wild, right? Well, Megan Fox and Machine Gun Kelly, you know for a fact they're going to name their kid something very weird and say it's based off of this weird thing and so on and so forth. They decided to name their kid Saga Blade Fox Baker. SBFB. It was revealed in a June 17th Instagram post by MGK. What's like his real name? Isn't it like Colton or something like that? What's Machine Gun Kelly's real name? Colson Baker. That's what it is. Colson Baker. That's a normal name. What's Megan Fox's real name? Is that her real name or is it something funny? Megan Denise Fox. So that is her real name. Wait. Okay. Yeah, it is. It is. But yeah, you decide to name your kid Saga Blade. Saga Blade Fox Baker. I was trying to find a list of the dumbest celebrity baby names of all time. I know Chris Martin named his daughter Apple Martin. Who else is there? I know there's Blanket Jackson, right? Michael Jackson's son. He's 23 now. Wow. 23 years old. He looks like Michael too. What dumb celebrity baby names are there? I know there's like Stormy, which is Travis Scott and Kylie Jenner's baby. I know there's Blue Ivy, Beyonce's daughter. Pilot Inspector, who's that? Who's Pilot Inspector? Wait a minute, that can't be a real name, is it? Must be. Audio Science Clayton. What am I looking at? Northwest, yeah, that has to be the dumbest one of all time. Let's name our daughter North, and our last name's West. She's a direction. Sure. Suddenly, I feel so much better about my name being Brendan Peach. K-Bear 101, don't forget, we are giving away a load of load. That's right. We got these digital download codes for the remastered version of the Metallica album Load that we are giving away in addition to, right, on top of, no, wait, what's the right transition? We are giving away those digital download codes, but wait, there's more. We have a vinyl record of the album Load, the remastered edition. We have the cassette. That's right. They make cassettes still. And CDs. A CD. They still make CDs. I know every single time you post about a CD, there's always that one, wannabe comedian on social media. They still make those? Who still collects those? It's the same people that go like, who still listens to the radio? I don't. I got my Spotify playlist. Anyway, there's the form that you can enter to win this grand prize by simply going to the K-Bear app, Alt app, or Cannonball 101 app. You click on Load for Load right there on the menu, fill out the form, and boom, you are entered in to win that grand prize. And each person that wins a digital download code on the air, when I give out that cue to call, not right now. When I do give out that cue to call, all you have to do is be caller 15. Again, not right now, at 208-535-1015. And yeah, you win the digital download code and also a shot, an entry into that drawing for the grand prize that we got sitting right here on that counter. On the counter here, the Metallica Load vinyl, Metallica CD, Metallica cassette, a load of load. That's right, with K-Bear 101. Who remembers learning how to write in cursive back in elementary school? For me, it was third grade. Like, that was the major part of the third grade curriculum, was that you would learn how to write cursive. And I was seeing here, I heard Josh from Classy 97 talk about it, and I looked it up for myself. On July 1st, Idaho public schools shall require proficiency in cursive handwriting for students by the end of grade 5. Cursive handwriting proficiency means that students can write legibly in cursive. And I don't know if I ever really learned how to properly do it. People make fun of my cursive when I try doing it. I do like the capital L in cursive. I like the capital B, maybe even like the lowercase k. But would I want to write in cursive? Does anybody really write in cursive anymore? No. Like the people that write in cursive are people like your grandma when it comes to Christmas cards. And I do like to be old-fashioned for the most part, but to have cursive be required, I mean, there's so many other things that should be required, like learning about, I don't know, basic economics, learning how to change a tire, because I still need to learn that. There should be basic life things that we learn in school, way more so than just cursive. But yeah, starting July 1st, all Idaho public schools shall require proficiency in cursive handwriting for students by the end of grade 5. Good luck with that. Whole lot of loop-de-loops. It's kind of fun to write in cursive, to be quite honest, but at the same time, what's the point? Peach's Pip Party on K-Bear 101. Let's talk about tourist traps. Yeah. I was looking at this list here of the biggest ones out there. The Hollywood Walk of Fame, number 1, which is 100% correct. Now, most people who have never, ever, ever been to Southern California, they see Los Angeles in movies and they go, man, it would be so nice to go visit that city. Well, I mean, now you kind of get more of a realistic view, but I mean, like back in the day, there wasn't social media, there wasn't Instagram Reels, TikTok to really show you how places were. So I'm thinking like way back in the day, everyone probably thought, Hollywood was this place where you would see celebrities. Every celebrity you saw in the movies would just be walking around like normal people. Well, the Hollywood Walk of Fame on Hollywood Boulevard, if you want to be, I don't know, if you want a nice hard dose of reality on how bad Hollywood actually is, you go to the Hollywood Walk of Fame. It's funny that the stars have to pay money to get their name on a star. And you can actually, there are people out there just camped out, sitting out on Hollywood Boulevard that will, that you can pay money to have them put your name on the star. And you can go, look, I have my star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Every tourist gets suckered into doing it. There's also those very cheap souvenir shops all over the place where they sell, those cheap little plastic figurines like you won an Oscar for like $5. You can take that home with you. There's, cracked out Elmo right there taking pictures of people. You think it's a free picture. And then right as you take a picture with Elmo, the weird looking Elmo, the person inside goes, that'll be $20. And you have to give them money. You don't have to give them the money, but they're going to pressure you into you giving the money, which I mean, it's the whole place is just a terrible, I can easily say, you're better off going somewhere else, okay? I also see Times Square on this list here of the biggest tourist traps, which is just like the Hollywood Walk of Fame, only there's a whole bunch of skyscrapers around, and also, I would say, more people. Never been to Plymouth Rock, but I've heard it's a letdown. The Salem Witch Museum, never been there. Stonehenge just looks like a bunch of rocks, and that's it. That's literally it. Now, they do say Blue Lagoon on here in Iceland, which I've seen nonstop great photos about. I've heard Iceland's a great place to vacation to. I have always wanted to go there, but I guess it's a letdown to most people. I'll have to find out for myself, maybe at some point, if I can ever get the money to afford ice cubes, let alone a trip to Iceland. We just talked about tourist traps. Now, I just saw this question on Ask Reddit. What is the American equivalent to breaking spaghetti in front of Italians? Which it is a food crime, for sure. I'm looking here. America has a lot of different regional foods, but as an East Coast guy, a cheesesteak is a really simple quote-unquote dish composed of shredded up steak with melted cheese on a hoagie roll. It's so simple, I did not think it could be messed up. Then I traveled some. Wow, I was wrong. I have seen a cheesesteak made in every wrong combination it possibly could be, but the worst was ordering a Philadelphia cheesesteak on a cruise ship and getting an actual steak with a slice of cheese melted onto it. I was completely flabbergasted. I do love myself a great, great cheesesteak. And I've never attempted to make my own. I know with my own cooking skills, I would butcher it completely. I would insult Philly 100%. What else is there? Raisins in the potato salad. That right there, biggest pet peeve. That's how you know you're at a white place. They get raisins in the potato salad, raisins in the tuna casserole. Anything tuna casserole, really. Ketchup on your prime rib. Low-fat cheese curds. I mean, if you're going to have cheese curds, you might as well go all out. There was a guy on TikTok visiting from the UK, and they went to a Mexican restaurant and poured the salsa over the chips in the basket. Oh, Oh, this is a fun thread. I want to continue reading this. Ketchup on pizza. I saw this in Mexico and was floored. Warm soda, no ice. Eating a burger with a fork and a knife, especially a fast food burger. Wasn't there like that British guy that we just saw recently that I was talking about with you? About that. What food was he cutting up? Was it a piece of pizza that he was cutting up, or was it a hot dog? Something like that. I believe his name's like William Hamilton or something like that. Yeah, in some barbecue places using a fork and knife to eat ribs. No, you got to dig in. There was that video of that barbecue restaurant owner just yelling at these two guys from England that were like, hey, no. You don't do that here. You got to dig in. We're messy eaters. I myself hate eating barbecue because of all the sauce in my hands, and I got to, load up on napkins. Not my favorite. It definitely is a slow news day when you catch me reading about hummingbirds. I was looking at this article here from Vox talking about people. Well, it just says here in the headline, you might accidentally be killing hummingbirds. And it overall just goes into way too much detail about how, like, if you have a feeder in your backyard and it's dirty, well, that could just kill the hummingbirds. If sugar water is left out too long, it will spoil, meaning it will attract and grow microbes. Some of those microbes are bad, can cause infections, including, I don't know how you say this one, Candida. Candida. It sounds like some kid trying to pronounce Canada. Candida, Candida, a type of yeast that causes yeast infections in humans and apparently in hummingbirds. So there you go. I'll tell my parents right now they're obsessed with their hummingbird feeder, and every single time we are in the backyard playing Yahtzee or something like that, every time I visit home, we always go to the backyard to play some Yahtzee in the big table, and hummingbirds stop by to drink the sugar water. I might need to do a health inspection. My parents will be like, hey, is this clean for them? Are you killing hummingbirds back here? Well, hopefully the mic didn't pick me up trying to blow my nose during that intro. It probably did. It looks like there was a little bit of a spike on that wave there as I'm trying to record this part for the podcast. I might just leave that in there because on the podcast version of my show, you don't hear any of the music, any of the intros. It's just me talking and then transition sound into the next break and so on and so forth. I might just leave a little high-pitched squeak sound there at the very beginning and see how it sounds. Anyway, to my story here. Police in Virginia received a call from a motel about an unwanted guest, a 6-foot alligator. Guests at the motel, they were just stunned to see this enormous reptile outside their door. They called the police. Officers arrived, found the gator just hanging out in the parking lot. They got the body cam footage. Of course, the cops, they shot it on site. No, I'm just kidding. They had to do a double take. The body cam footage just shows the officers doing a double take before cautiously approaching the reptile, warning stunned onlookers to stay away. Of course, I mean there's going to be those people that want to get close. I want to take a picture. I want to pet it. Which is why we end up with those people gored by bison all the time. Animal control was then called in. The gator was safely wrangled. It's believed the reptile had gotten loose from its owner at a rest stop, as it was being transported from New York to a zoo in North Carolina. Just wanted to, spend the night in a motel. Why not? What's funny is I was looking at the radio prep here, and it's just now talking about that question that I asked yesterday for To Peach Their Own. What's the most ridiculous thing you heard a man refuse to do because it was too feminine or for girls? And I posted that in our K-Bear group. There was a bunch of great answers, and then there was like one listener who said like, oh, like you scoffed at when, well, this person referred to Victor as V, and it took me a little bit to realize who she was talking about, because I've never heard anybody refer to Victor as V. Like, are we too cool to type out Ictor, that we're just putting V in the comment section? What did the comment say again? I need to find it real quick, because it was... Okay, so the question is, what's the most ridiculous thing you heard a man refuse to do because it was too feminine or for girls? And of course, this listener had to try starting a beef with me where she was like, when you were talking to V about hobbies and he suggested crochet, you audibly scoffed and said, dude, look at me, you think I should crochet, in the most incredulous tone of voice. And I was more so making a joke about the size of my hands because I am 6'9" and 300 plus pounds. And I know, so I was like, I'm not going to hold these tiny needles and try to learn to crochet. I wasn't talking about if it was manly or not. And so I replied back saying, yeah, you want to see me try to crochet with these giant hands of mine? I'd get so frustrated. And then this listener would not give up and was like, well, Maurice Green, 6'7", 270 pounds, he crochets. Rosie Greer played on 2 NFL teams, and he not only crochets, he's written actual books on the crafts for men. I don't think Rosie Greer is doing that anymore. He's dead. Oh, no, he's still alive, but he's 92, so he's almost dead. But that's I can't believe he's still alive. Good for him. Good for him. Rosie Greer was a part of the fearsome four on the Rams back in the day. My dad has told me plenty of stories about him. But I was just like, hey, this is just an innocent to peach their own question. And all of a sudden this person's like, you scoffed at Victor suggesting crochet. What's wrong with you? And so to her response of her listing off these giant NFL players, I said, neat. Good for them. And just moved on from there. I didn't mean to offend anybody with just asking a simple question. But, I mean, I would try giving crochet a try if I really wanted to. But would I rather do something else? Definitely. Definitely. To those who crochet, I appreciate you doing so. It looks like it's a tough thing to do. And there was a listener at the most recent farmer's market that was like, hey, would you want a crocheted peach? And I was like, obviously, if you really wanted to spend the time making one, I'll definitely keep that around, put it on my futon. Be nice. We are currently giving away those tickets to go see the JK Ultra Tour with the last podcast on the left live at the Sandy Amphitheater in Sandy, Utah, Saturday, July 12th. And we're playing that game, The Last Tune on the Left. We're not playing it right now. We played it earlier on the noon hour of Madness and Mayhem. We played the song. What was it again? I'm forgetting already. What was it? Hold on. Let me scroll back up here on the log. Testament, City of Angels. And we got color 13. They guessed it correctly. It was all about Richard Ramirez, the Night Stalker. And so they won those tickets to go to the show. It's going to be quite a lot of fun. And I'm jealous of everyone who gets to go. I am not going to go. I'm trying my best to get tickets to go to the Summer of Loud show, July 8th. I was thinking about it. I was contemplating it. I'm like, you know what? That's 8 bands in one night. I have to go to that. I have to try to go and see Parkway Drive, Kill Switch, I Prevail, Amity Affliction, all these great bands, all in one day. You can find that show, as well as the last podcast on the left show on our concert calendar at riverbendmediagroup.com/calendar. And listen in tomorrow for that cue to call. We'll play the last tune on the left, see who exactly can get that pair of tickets to go see the last podcast on the left live at the Sandy Amphitheater, Saturday, July 12th with K-Bear 101. So here's a little behind-the-scenes action that I can talk with you about here, because I think I messed up. Unless I find a better question for to peach their own, I might need to ask this, even though... So here's the thing. I'm off every day at 5 p.m. Even though my show goes until 7, through the magic of radio... The show goes on for those 2 hours that I'm not here. I'm off at 5 every single day, or at least I try to be. Sometimes I'm here pretty late working on behind-the-scenes stuff. And, anyway, the show for the most part is pre-recorded from 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. Anything you hear after 5, I'm not here. I'm on my way home. I'm going to go make dinner and all that. So the last part of my day is doing to peach their own. And so I pre-recorded one of the breaks during the 5 p.m. hour talking about this specific question on Ask Reddit. And I have not found any other question that can beat this one to ask you, because all the others are just like politically driven. And for me, I cannot stand politics. I don't want to talk about politics. I always say I will never talk about politics on this show. I could ask, like, what's the biggest tourist trap in the world? But we already talked about that on the show. Or that might be one of the... no, I think that happened during the 3 p.m. hour. I lose track of what exactly I talk about. There are some times where people just come up to me and they go, remember when you talked about this? I think it was recently someone was like, hey, I heard you talk badly about pizza Lunchables. And I was like, huh? What do you mean I was talking bad about pizza Lunchables? Those things are great. why not eat a pizza Lunchable for you know? I might need to ask this specific question. What is the American equivalent to breaking spaghetti in front of Italians? Maybe I'll ask that one. I don't know. Find out here in a few minutes on Peach's Pit Party what official question I'll ask for this segment to Peach their own. Well, this is an awkward end to the June 18th episode of Peach's Pit Party, the podcast. I ended up just giving away a digital download code for the Metallica Remastered Edition album Load, because they just recently came out with that, and we got sent those digital download codes as well as a vinyl record, a cassette, a CD, and that'll be our grand prize that we are giving away, a load of Load on K-Bear 101. Thanks for checking out the podcast, by the way. I really do appreciate it, and sorry I didn't end the show with a fun to Peach their own segment. Instead, you got this. I'll see you on the next one. Thanks for listening to Peach's Pit Party, the podcast. If you enjoyed the show, please share, subscribe, and rate the podcast. Peach's Pit Party is hosted by me, Peaches, a.k.a. Brendan Peach, and is a production of Riverbend Media Group. For more information or to contact the show, visit riverbendmediagroup.com. Until next time, Peach out.